Okay, if packing kids' lunches leaves you in the refrigerator or pantry staring at it and thinking, I have no idea what to pack, this episode is for you. If you have picky eaters, if you're unsure about protein, you're unsure about can you do packaged foods, what packaged foods are healthy, do you really need more than five healthy lunches or five lunches to make for your kiddos? I'm answering all of those questions here. My name is Danielle Carr. Anybody that is new here, let me go ahead and share this screen so I can tell you a little bit about who I am. All right, here we go. So, my name is Danielle Carr, and welcome back to Unprocessed Method. I'm a registered dietitian, certified personal trainer. I have been a dietitian for 18 years. Absolutely love, live, breathe nutrition. It's my biggest passion. I am in this season with you. So if you're tuning in to this YouTube and you're thinking, or this podcast, and you're thinking, what do I do? How can she help me? Well, I want you to know I'm in this season with you. I do have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. And there are many times, even though this is my passion and I love it, there's many times I look in the fridge and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And there's two reasons why that happens to me. I've figured this out. One is when I don't plan ahead. When I don't plan ahead, things just don't happen. And two is when I'm making it way more complicated than it needs to be. I am very much an overthinker. And if you are like me, that can happen with you too, where you're like, you're just thinking, you just overthink. And there's so many times I have to remind myself, like, Danny, this is a lunch. You know this. You've got this. So, my goal today for you is to make this actually doable. Okay. Before starting this talk, I asked many mom friends, many mom Facebook groups, what is it that you really struggle with lunches? And I narrowed it down. I got a lot of great responses. I'm very appreciative of those. But here are the top 5 that I narrowed it down to. Okay. And you'll have to let me know in the comments if this is one of yours. And that is, how do I build a balanced lunch that keeps them full? How do I get enough protein in there? What if my kid is picky or won't eat what I send? What packaged foods are actually okay? And how do I make healthy lunches easy? So, we're going to go through those today. Let's go through the first one, and that is, how do I build a balanced lunch that actually keeps them full? Okay, we are going to make this incredibly simple. So if you're staring at an empty lunchbox, I want you to remember this. I want to kind of say, if you take anything from this, it's this, but really there's a lot more. But I do think this formula will really help you. Protein, produce, carbs, and fat, or fun. Okay, these are the components that I want you to think of. Not a new recipe every day. We don't need that every day. These are the components: protein, produce, carbs, fat, or fun. You do not need 7 compartments, or I've seen lunchboxes with 11. You do not need these crazy Pinterest meals. You do not need to make your cucumber into a flower. This is it. Okay, and some foods are going to overlap. I want you to remember, this is not like a math equation. Okay. Protein's your anchor. Protein is color and fiber. Carb is your energy, and fat is the satisfaction. Or we've got the fun. So let's go through these. Protein's the one I always start with first, because one, it needs to be the anchor. It helps our kiddos have energy throughout the day and us, and helps us feel full. But also, it's one that's easiest to forget. So here are your options. You've got turkey or chicken, meatballs or leftover burgers, a great thing, eggs or egg bites, tuna or chicken salad, Greek yogurt, cheese or cottage cheese. And then there can also be those non-protein options as well, or non-protein, no, non-animal options, like, you got hummus, beans, edamame, nut, or seed butter. Obviously, check with your school if that you might not be able to bring nut butter. The next thing is, so we have protein. The next thing is produce. So fruit absolutely counts. Of course, I really want them to get some vegetables in, because our kiddos and our adults, we're not getting the vegetables that we need. But I don't want you to stress about that right now. Fruit can count, okay? Berries, apple or pear slices, clementines, grapes, cucumbers, bell peppers, snap peas, carrots, applesauce with no added sugar even. I do want you to think of like bell peppers, cucumbers, carrots. Remember, you can cut those really fun. Like, they have crinkle cutters for carrots, bell peppers you can cut in different little waves, or you can cut them up into slices. You can cut these things in all different ways to also be more attractive. So, don't worry, you're not going to get an extra parent award if you did broccoli instead of strawberries. We can maybe start moving there, but hopefully that will help you there. Now, the carbs. So remember, our kiddos need carbohydrates. I mean, and we do as well, but they are running around, right? They're playing with their friends, they're learning, their bodies are growing, they're moving. So we need that. Bread, tortilla, crackers, rice, pasta, potatoes, granola, pretzels. Whenever I make my rice, I make like 4 times the amount because that can go in their lunchbox. One of my kiddos know it would be a big mess for the teachers, but you can always make those doubles or triples or quadruples. And then the fat or the fun. I'm always going to say, if you can do the healthy fat, do the healthy fat because that's what they need for our brain. Our brains need the good fat. Avocado, cheese, olives, nut and sea butter if your school allows it. Guacamole is a really great one. And then, you got your fun foods, the chips, the little cookie, another favorite. I don't personally recommend every day putting chocolate in a lunch. If that's what you do, that's okay. That's great. I try to do those, maybe a couple times through the week so they're not expecting it all the time because I know I don't do that as an adult and I don't want that as a habit. But for some kids, it works just fine. But I like to throw that in there. Every lunch does not have to be nutritionally perfect. Okay. Oh, did we get that? Yeah. So what we're trying to do here is just build an overall pattern. So I've got some sample ideas for you. When we do, remember the protein, produce, carbs, and fun or fat. One could be the protein is turkey and cheese, the produce is berries and cucumbers, carb is crackers, and then the fat might be cheese, or maybe we have a little bit of a crunchy side there. Lunch number 2 could be your yogurt box. Your protein is your Greek yogurt. Produce would be berries and cucumbers. Carbs would be granola and crackers. And then the fat would be seeds or a nut seed butter, or you're doing a fun side. Lunchbox number 3 is another idea of chicken and hummus. So the protein is your chicken and hummus. Okay, you put that all together. Like you've got your crackers as your carb on the side, or maybe pita. And then your produce could be strawberries and cucumbers. And the fat also can be that hummus, or you could do a little extra fun thing in there. Okay. All right, let's get into question number 2, and that is, how do I get enough protein in my kids' lunch? Okay, this is probably the question that I heard the most, and I still hear it the most. And I get it because protein can be hard with kids. It's also something that we can forget. But our kids and us, we need it for energy. But I don't want you to overthink this, okay? You are not trying to build your 5-year-old into a bodybuilder, right? So try not to stress like, am I getting enough protein? Am I counting all the grams? I do want your protein to be the anchor. I talk about this with adults and my adult clients and whoever else I'm talking to. Your protein needs to be the anchor. And so I think, where is the protein in this meal? So if lunch is mostly crackers, fruit, and pretzels and a bar, I don't, not that any of those are inherently bad, but there's really no staying power in there, right? So let's add a protein in. So that one question is, where is the protein? It does not have to be a deli meat every single day, okay? I also would love for it not to be a deli meat every day. If that's what you do, that's okay. But I want to, this is to help you think outside the box and think of some other things. So we have Greek yogurt, super easy, kid friendly. Like my 3-year-old, not going to do that to the teachers, but my 5-year-old or maybe 4-year-old and on, yeah, we can do that. You've got eggs. You could do boiled. You could do egg bites. You could do mini muffins. Cheese and cottage cheese. Those are very simple, very grab and go. Remember, you could do the plant-based options like hummus, beans, and edamame. Throw those with crackers or the pitas. Now, if you're a nut-free school, go with sun butter. And then here's what I don't want you to forget, or here's like a really good tip. Does not have to be lunch food. I think so many times we think breakfast has to be breakfast food, dinner has to be dinner food, lunch has to be lunch food. Throw in the dinner leftovers. If your kiddo loved chicken the night before, throw that in there. The chicken, the meatballs. I just made my kids salmon tonight. I doubled it. That's what they'll have for lunch tomorrow. So there's no lunch police. Okay. Just Remember that. All right, let's get into question number three. What if my child is picky and will not eat what I send? This is another big one. And I want to tell you something I had to realize myself. Uh, and that is that repeating foods is okay. I remember when I was a first time mom, I would watch YouTube videos to get ideas. And I remember this mom being on there, maybe she wasn't a mom, but she would say, okay, today is Monday, and we are going to be making homemade macaroni and cheese. And it was a very simple recipe. It was great. And Tuesday, we are making Greek chicken in like this whole bowl. I mean, it was so much. And I thought, wow, this is a lot. Like, do I need to do this? And I thought, no, who does this? I don't do this. I do not make a new recipe for myself every day. My kid doesn't need that either. So remember, repeating foods is okay. If your kiddo loves the turkey and cheese roll-ups, do that 3 times a week. Great. If you need to do it every day, you could do it every day, but I say 3 times a week. And then we will get into like the rest of the week, we can have variety. We can build in that variety throughout the week. I'm going to encourage you include enough familiar foods that they can confidently eat. Because school lunch is so short, it's social, it's distracting. So you really want those safe foods, okay? A safe food is something that your child, you know they're going to eat, you know they're going to feel comfortable with. And then you can add in an exposure food. I'm not really big about lunch being a battle. You don't want lunch battles at lunch or food battles at lunch. It's okay, but you're not there. It's distracting again, all of that. The exposure foods are we do a small amount of a less familiar food without pressure. So my kiddos were not big on cucumbers, but probably for like 4 months, I still put a few cucumbers, just slices, not half a cucumber, in their lunch. I also was really when I needed something green, I would throw that in there. They actually now just started eating them. And so it could just be little something. So again, maybe they see something green or there's just a little bit of exposure, but don't stress so much about that. We want them to eat. Okay. And the other thing is before you assume that they don't like the food, I want you to remember that a full lunchbox doesn't always mean that they didn't like it. Did you run out of time? Was it hard to open? Was it too cold or warm? Did they get anything soggy? These are the questions that you can ask them. Were you talking and you forgot to eat? Was the portion overwhelming? So sometimes the problem isn't actually food. Remember that, okay? That just happened with my kiddo today. It was his first day of school and he was like, I just didn't want to eat. And I'm like, cool, I get it. So we try not to make it a big deal. Question number four is what packaged foods are actually okay? So this one is huge also because of course, I mean, hello, the name is unprocessed. I'm very big about the least unprocessed food that you can have, the better. But I am a mom. We are busy. We have appointments. We have activities. We have work. We have our kiddos that are screaming, "Where are my shoes?" when they're already on their feet. So we sometimes we just gotta have packaged foods. So it does not mean that never eating a food from a package, but I do want you to look at these things. All right, ingredients. What is actually in it? Okay, I look at that. The added sugar, compare it to similar products and see, do we really need something with the added sugar? Now, what does it add? Is there some nutrition in it? Do we have protein? Do we have fiber? Is there convenience there? And I want you to look at the whole lunch. Like one food does not define the whole meal. Now, if you're having um, pretzels, popcorn, gummies, and fruit, yeah, I don't want you to put the chips in there to go along with that. We can change it up. But there are some convenient foods that can really help. So I figured I would go over these. So crackers. Crackers, I want you to pair that with a protein instead of making crackers the whole lunch. Okay? So pair it with a cheese. Or you got some hummus there too. That's your fat, but you got a little protein in there. Yogurt, easy protein. Do compare the added sugar. Some of them that can have tons of sugar. It's crazy, like 20 grams. Meat sticks, very portable protein to do. I do want you to check the ingredients and the sodium. Compare them. There's tons of meat sticks out there that don't have sugar in them. You don't need that. Or the extra fillers, you really don't need those. Kids like them otherwise. Now, bars. Bars are honestly, a lot of bars are like candy bars dressed up in a health food costume. So look at those, look beyond the front label, compare the sugar, the protein, and the fiber with those. Chips, they can fit. Of course, I love the chips that are like that with made with avocado oil, but do remember, look at the whole lunch with those, okay? So if you've got chips, crackers, cookies, and fruit snacks, yeah, no. But if you got chicken and berries, sure, you want to add some chips in there. That's what I mean when I say look at the whole lunch. Okay. Now, question number 5 is how do I make healthy lunches easy? This is also a big one for me because you can, take everything with you today and you learn a lot, and then you get to the fridge tonight or tomorrow and you're like, um, yeah, I don't know what to cook. I don't know what to make here. Okay. So I'm very big about how do I make things really easy. All right. So one of my biggest things is repeat lunches. Now, you may only need 5 to 6 combinations. You know how you can get on Pinterest and you can find like 30 different combos? Close Pinterest down. Get your 5. Maybe it's 4. Maybe it's really 4 easy ones. Repeat those and then you'll start adding, you'll start changing them up around. But let's look at those first. Okay? Keep staples. So have your backup protein in your produce and your carb stock. So some of my staples are Greek yogurt, cheese sticks, meat sticks, fruit crackers, hummus, sunflower butter. Those, oh, muffins. I freeze a lot of muffins. Those are always my staples that I can go to and I could just pack. If I had nothing in the fridge, that I could have that. The other thing would be to prep the components. So prep things like wash your fruit ahead of time, cut up the peppers all pretty ahead of time, or just cut them up into slices. Boiled eggs. Cook when you're cooking dinner. Cook the extra protein. Make extra muffins. Prep them ahead of time. That helps a lot. The other thing is using convenience. Packaged foods can save the morning. So if you got to grab a packaged yogurt, grab it. If you got to grab the meat stick, grab it. And then, like I said, stopping Pinterest, cute is optional, but our goal is to nourish and have them eat the foods and have you feel like a mom that's not stressed because we have enough going on. Okay. These are some really easy lunches you can assemble ahead of time, night before. Turkey and cheese roll ups, and then you can add berries, crackers, chips. You got Greek yogurt, you can add berries, granola, and meat sticks. Sun butter sandwich, you can add apple cheese sticks and a simple snack. Leftover chicken is cucumber, fruit, crackers, guacamole. And then you got an egg and cheese box, and you can add fruit and crackers and a fun treat. So I thought that might help, just like 5 super easy lunches. You can come back to this if you need that. But remember, think mix and match, not recipes. Recipes are great. Please do them. If you make a macaroni and cheese, you make a really great chicken dinner, go for it. But when you can mix and match, it does make it really easy. These are just some easy lunchbox combinations. So I thought I would let you see these. I won't read them all out, but you got the turkey sandwich and the chicken salad and sun butter sandwich. A lot of different things here that you can assemble that I thought might help for you to screenshot, print it out. Yeah. So all right. So leading into this, remember this, okay? If taking anything with you today, these are the things that I really want you to remember: protein, produce, carb, and then your fat and fun. That's your formula. Pack foods that they'll actually eat, repeat the lunches without guilt, expose without pressure, use packaged foods strategically, and look at the overall pattern. I don't want you again leaving here thinking I've got 50 things, like I don't know what to do. I want you leaving here thinking like, oh, I can do that. Right? And so I hope that helps. If this episode helped you, I would love for you to subscribe. Of course, like it. And we're going to keep talking about realistic nutrition for you and your family. So if you will, and you'll leave a comment, like, what's the hardest part of feeding your kids right now? Is it picky eating, protein snacks, sugar, dinner battles, constantly asking for snacks? If you will tell me that and write that in the comments, I would love it because that will help me kind of know what we're going to talk about next. And if you have a mom friend that this might help, I would love for you to share this with them. I try to make these very quick, to the point. So you got things to do. Hopefully that helped. Let me know. And thanks so much for being here.